Kia ora guys, thought I'd just make a wee video on how I'm sorting out this stag head. Yeah, he's only a little fella, but I'm going to treat him the same way that I do with every stag head and make a bit of a Euro mount out of him. Currently I've got him on the boil. I'm going to couple of scoops of washing powder in there, some morning fresh and a little bit of degreaser, and just going to try and put him on a bit of a simmer for an hour, and then it will be a case of just turbo nozzle water blastering him and keep repeating that process. Yeah, basically that's all of the crap that's come off his face, but she's about as clean as I'm gonna get. All around the lobes, got all of the yuck stuff out. Brain cavity, make sure when you do the brain cavity that you scrape out the membrane. You can kind of get at it with a pair of needle nose pliers and rip it all out, otherwise flies will love being in there. And I always just remove that bit of cartilage in the nose because it goes floppy anyway and just makes it easier to clean out. But basically I'll let it dry out in the sun and then get to wrapping the antlers and doing a hydrogen peroxide sort of bleaching of the skull, bit of paste, and make a paste up from some V40 and some bleaching powder. Yeah, just want to paint this stuff on, but leave it on nice and thick. I'll absolutely slather it on. Yeah, everyone's got their own way of doing it, but I always start with the bottom first. Slap it all on there. Then when it's coated up hard, flip it upside down, back the right way up, and then you can do the top easy as without getting this stuff all over your hands, because at the end of the day it is corrosive and it will burn. To people with sensitive skin. Yeah, as you can see, you've pretty much got this thing coated up. Still got a little bit of goop back left in here, so might as well just use it up. Trick to this is you want it to stay nice and wet while it's going through its bleaching process, so it can really work its magic. So, you know, more the merrier. You can't have too much of this stuff. I forgot to mention before, but I just put a bit of masking tape around the base of the coronets, just because, you know, you don't want that bleach to ruin all that lovely colour that's on the antlers. Yeah, I'd like to say as well, there's probably guys out there that do this way differently to me, and I'm not claiming to be the master or anything. I'm only a very novice hunter and just learning as I go, but that's how I do it. Basically cling film, sealing as much moisture as you can from that hair bleaching stuff, and let it do its thing for, you know, 24 or 36 hours before you rinse it off with some hot water. And then we'll come back to it and leave it out there to dry in the sun. And a bit of heat and a bit of sun really helps to help bleach that bone a bit whiter. Bonus this stuff, this bleaching powder stuff, is it actually smells pretty damn good as well. So, you know, if you've got plans to put it on the wall sooner than, you know, burying it in the garden for 3 months and letting the bugs do their job on it, don't smell too bad when it's all done. Well, just gone in, it's basically 36 hours later. Just gone in, peeled off all the cling film and really rinsed all of the remaining blue peroxide and bleach powder paste off, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's come up pretty damn clean. You can do them more than once if you want it super white, but my personal preference is I do like a little bit of bone colour to them, so I'm going to probably just leave it like that, put it out in the sun for a few days and let the sun just do the last bit of bleaching. And just one thing I always do with my antler is give it a bit of a wipe on, wipe off kind of deal. Couple of coats of this Danish oil stuff just on the antler, and it really makes all that colour pop on them. Bit of heat for the old speed drying. Yeah, so this is just, I only use a rag to basically just wipe it on. I found that's better than a brush or whatever, and it don't go on too thick. But let's just one little pass with the Danish oil. You can see it's just put a nice sort of gentle luster to it rather than a full gloss. I think full gloss kind of looks pretty ugly. But let this dry properly. Come back tomorrow and do maybe one more in the morning, one in the evening, and we'll call it done. Yeah, here he is after 2 coats on the antler. I quite like that sort of low sheen. Just about ready for the wall. Hopefully that little video on DIY how I do my Euro mounts has helped somebody, probably a novice getting into hunting and feeling confident enough to have a crack at doing their own Euro mount. If anyone's got any little tips and tricks or simple hooks or ways to mount them on the wall, I'd appreciate it, so let me know.